Hey everyone, this is Kim Quady with KimPlaysWithPaper.com. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Mesa, Arizona, and each Tuesday morning at 8:30 Arizona time, I try to go live and share a fun stamping project with you. So today is no different. I am going to be using the Summer Shadows dies that are available free with a $100 purchase before tax and shipping during Stampin' Up! Celebration sale. And we have just 1 month left of that. So if those interest you, that might be something to look forward to. Good morning, Teresa. Thanks for popping in. Let me bring you down to my workspace and I'll show you kind of where I started with all of this. Good morning, Sue. Thanks for popping in. I'm using the dies along with a fun fold. And I received my inspiration from a recent swap that our team participated in. And I showed these cards in last week's video. And it was kind of fun because 2 different team members did the same fun fold. And so I thought, well, you know, there's super cute and lots of different ways to use it. So I'll show you kind of my thought process and the inspiration that I used. So this card was by Brenda, and that was her fun fold, and it's actually called a book binding fold. And I will be making a card using that so I can give you the dimensions on that. And then interestingly enough, for the same swap, Beth Doty made this card with the book binding fold and elements from the Celebration catalog. And then this was my card for the swap, using those Summer Shadows dies, and let me show you those. I have them. They're good morning, Brenda. Good morning, Deb. Thanks for popping in. The Summer Shadows dies are on page 11, page 13 of Stampin' Up's Celebration catalog, and they are just the dies, and they coordinate with the shaded summer stamp set on page 75 of the annual catalog. Good morning, Deirdre. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Good morning, Veronica. Thanks for popping in. So these 2 coordinate, and these dies are available while supplies last. So for last week's card, I used the dies and some of that awesome bedazzling specialty paper that's also available in the Celebration catalog for a $50 purchase. So I combined the book binding fold with the Summer Shadows dies. But first, I always have more card samples. So after I made this card, or I can't remember which ones came first, then I made this for a blog hop, and what I did was spritz the bedazzling paper with some Cajun Craze re-inker and some alcohol. So it's the same kind of it's the same layout, but totally different cards. Good morning, Janice. Thanks for popping in. So that's kind of where my inspiration goes. I see something, go, oh, I could do this or I could do that. So for today's card, this was my inspiration, using the book binding fold and the shaded summer. So this one is done in fresh freesia. I need to put something on the inside there. And this one is done in the polished pink. So that's what we're going to make today. We're going to make the polished pink version. These dies are super, they are very versatile. So the dies match up with that that flower set, and then this flower set. But there's also a lot of other little dies that you can make flowers from. And I did, if you check my business Facebook page, the post from Sunday, I made a little gift box using a lot of these dies, a gift package for one of my team members who attended a leadership training with me. So really super fun. All right, let's show you how this goes together and get started with it. I will bring in my, we started with a piece of Very Vanilla, and I used the thick Very Vanilla cardstock, and it's 11 by 4 1/4. So I took an 8.5 by 11 sheet of the Very Vanilla thick cardstock and cut it in half. Good morning, Chris and Adrian. Thanks for popping in. And then I scored that at 5 1/2 inches and 4 1/4 inches. And I just do that on my Stampin' trimmer. So I had cut that in half, and then I put it in my trimmer, and I scored it at 5 1/2, and then slid it over and scored it at 4 1/4. So there is that measurement there. Then there are a lot of other little pieces, so hang with me as we go through them. For this base, that's the polished pink, and that's a 4 by 4 piece. The Very Vanilla that goes on top is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And that was embossed with this Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. And I kind of seem to use that for everything just because I just love the little subtle embossing that it gives on there. And then for this little edge right here, that is a piece that measures 1 inch by 4 inch. And then that little piece goes on top. So that is 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then I have a Very Vanilla scrap on which to stamp the image, and another Very Vanilla piece that measures 3 3/4 by 1, and that's where we'll stamp the sentiment. And I have a couple of little pieces of that bedazzling specialty paper, and that's like a 1/8 by 3 3/4. And then some of that really fun polished pink. Let's get the specific name, the polished pink open weave ribbon. It's really, really super pretty. All right, so that's all of our little pieces, and you don't have to use all of these pieces. I just thought that it makes a really, really elegant card. So let's get our stamp out. I have the stamp on mounted right there, and I'm just going to use the Memento ink so I can color the image with the Stampin' Blends. That's the ink that if you're going to use this awesome Stampin' Blends, you'll want to use the Memento. So I'm going to get that inked up really, really well. Actually, I'm going to just try it here. Sometimes give it a good press, and then I will. Good morning, Wendy. Thanks for popping in from Minnesota today. How are things? Okay. And so then from here, I would just stamp my image, and then I'm going to die cut it. And I really like that. And I've thought ahead, and I've already die cut one. So we have that here. And I'm using the polished pink Stampin' Blends along with the soft succulent and the light daffodil delight. Now this card, I did it with the dark, so I'm going to try the light, and we'll see what the difference is. And I'm not going to blend, I'm just going to color. There are lots of different blending techniques, and people are really, really good at the blending. But for the sake of the video today, while you watch me color, I'm just going to kind of follow the lines and stay in them if I can, and see what kind of color this gives us. And, you know, when you start thinking about all the different colors and the ribbon, you could make this card lots and lots of different colors. I like the birthday sentiment. I dug out a sympathy sentiment, unfortunately, and made a sympathy card for someone at the gym yesterday. Good morning, Monica. Thanks for popping in. I like sometimes I like the nubby end. There are two ends to these Stampin' Blend markers, and it's kind of however you like to color best. So this is the soft succulent, the light that I'm adding to the leaves right now. And what I like about this stamp too is that there's not a lot of coloring. It's not that time consuming. You may think so as you're watching me color here there we go. Okay, so now we've done that. We're ready to go. That's the difference between the dark and the light. Kind of interesting. All right, I have the thank you sentiment all ready to go with my polished pink. And I know I always use a lot of thank you cards. And well, in this month, the birthday is just, I don't know how many I have, probably 15 birthday cards I need to send out. So I want that on the right hand side. There we are, so pretty. You'll see that there. All right, so then I'll just show you how this goes together because it is just a little bit different with that book binding fold. We'll see if I can find all my pieces when it comes to putting that card together. So I have my card base here, and I'm just going to fold it in half like you would normally do, and then fold that back, and that's where you can see the book binding fold is. Yeah, it's just really a fun fold. And then this, I will apply what we need and we'll make sure that gets glued down. So these two little pieces here, I will apply some Stampin' Seal Plus to that. I prefer that, and if I use a light touch, it works really well, and that goes. Good morning, Kimberly. Thanks for joining me from Minnesota as well. We have a few Minnesotans. State Fair is starting soon. Then I'm going to put this on the back, on here. And then we can add the ribbon. Now on both of these cards, I did use a full length of ribbon and then realized that I could just do a faux bow, a fake bow. So I'm going to put a glue dot on each end of my ribbon. I'll show you how the faux bow is my absolute favorite. So I will go over the scoring here in a second on how that worked for you, Adrian, and you can see how it works. So I'm just going to, the faux bow, I'm bringing the ribbon around and attaching it on this side, so then you won't see it, and it uses quite a bit less ribbon. Now to get that to really stick, I'm going to bring out the Stampin' Seal, not the Stampin' Seal, I always forget at least one name of one thing. Oh, it's the tear and tape. That's what I'm trying to think of here. And usually someone comes to my rescue when my brain won't work. So I'm just going to put the tear and tape on both sides, and that will, the tear and tape I know will make it stay really, really well. So, and you just peel that off. I know, another painstaking thing with someone with no fingernails. Or scissor on hand. Okay, then I can close it. There we go. Whew, that was. And then I take how to finish off my faux bow. I just put another piece underneath and tie a quick thing. There's that. Faux is in fake. There's my, I found my scissor. I couldn't find my scissor. Oh my goodness. You know, I even cleaned the table off. All right. So there's that little piece there. And now we're ready to put the rest of that together. Like I said, if I can find all the little ingredients that I've been strewing all over the place. Stampin' Seal Plus. This is that 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 very vanilla that's been run through the Tasteful Textile embossing folder, put onto a 4x4 polished pink. Good morning, Joy. Thanks for popping in. And then we're going to put the sentiment right about there. Some more adhesive. Boy, do we go through the adhesive. But that's what makes the card stay together. All right. I'm eyeing that up. Oh no, don't break your fingernails. I hate, the worst thing is getting a paper cut, because sometimes that prevents you from stamping for a while unless you can get the Band-Aid to work really well. Next, I'm going to adhere our little strips of the Bedazzling specialty paper. Remember, that's free with a $50 purchase during Celebration, and we have just about another month of that left to go. So get that paper because it is available only while supplies last. So, and I'm just putting glue dots on the back of that and attaching that. Okay. Super pretty. That Bedazzling just really, really adds just a really nice touch. So then we'll put that on our card front and we'll be ready to go. I'm just thinking of all the other colors that I can make this card with. And it just fits really nicely right in that little spot right there. Then I'm going to bring, here's the flower that we colored, and bring in on both sizes of the dimensionals. And just, I was going to take one right out of the middle, but someone would gasp. But I end up using the entire sheet of those, as I'm sure many of you do. That does not go to waste at all. And I use quite a few so that it pops up and it doesn't sag. Can't have any sagging going on our cards. I'm going to put a little one here on that little flower. Again, painstaking. I think one of the big ones fits here. Okay. And hey, Kathy Bloom, how are things? And then we'll just set that on there just like so. So there's our finished card. Adrian kind of missed the beginning, so I'm going to go real quick, grab a sheet of my Very Vanilla so I can show you the exact cutting for that. All right, so I've got my Very Vanilla, and I did use the thick cardstock. And I have my Stampin' Trimmer. Let's move the card. Good morning, Cheryl. So I'm going to cut that right in half, just at 4 1/4, so I get two cards out of that as usual. And now I'm going to score. I'm going to score at 5 1/2. And what I love about our Stampin' Trimmer is that the scoring blade and the cutting blade are on the same track. The lighter one is the scoring blade. Sometimes I do get that mixed up, and it just cuts then. And then I'm going to slide it down to 4 1/4 and score there. And that's what makes your fold. And then I'll just fold the card in half at that 5 1/2. And then when I just flip that over like this, then that makes your flap, and you decorate. Make sure that you adhere that down, and then you're ready to decorate. So I have that all ready to go. So these are all of the book binding fold. My thanks to Beth Doty and Brenda Eulig for their swap card, showing me how they did theirs, and it inspired me to try a couple of my own with different designs, and trying to show throughout my videos all of the different celebration items that are available for the next month. So thanks so much for stopping by today, for joining me on your Tuesday morning. I am here every Tuesday morning at 8:30 Arizona time. If there's ever something you want to see, a stamp set, a technique, let me know, and I will try to work that in for you. Have a great day, a great week, and a great weekend. Thanks, Tammy, for popping in. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you next time. And let me know if you have any questions about this card or any other cards. You can find me at my blog at kimplayswithpaper.com. Thanks. Bye-bye.